Hello and welcome to episode 3 on Paving the Way podcast. It's Seth Amoa, also known as Essay. I'm here with Kenny Jean-Louis, aka KJL, and today we're here with someone that I played with in the past, and he went on to do big things and still doing big things. Never shies from the moment. A great basketball player, Mr. Kenny Fred Chery.
Merci. Yo, Kenny, merci d'avoir accepté l'invitation. Je t'ai appelé directement, t'as dit Freaky. J'ai dit, OK, le gars, il se rappelle de Freaky. OK, c'est tout est chill. Le gars va accepter mon invitation.
Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys for having me today, man. I think what you guys are doing is really a great outlet for today's generation. And I really salute you guys for that, man. And it's big for today's generation to learn about the older guys, how they've overcame challenges, to give them advice. And I think what you guys are doing is big time, man.
OK, so
appreciate that, man.
La première question, tout le monde voudrait savoir, c'est quand t'as commencé à jouer au basket? Je sais, tu viens du centre-sud, puis il y avait un centre communautaire. So, tu peux me parler un peu, c'est quand tu as commencé à jouer au basket? Et puis, je sais aussi, ton frère aussi était une grande influence. So.
Yeah, man. Mais quand j'ai commencé, quand j'étais plus jeune, j'avais 12, 13 ans, où je me suis vraiment commencé à concentrer pour le basket. Mais pour être honnête avec toi, tu n'as même pas commencé au centre-sud, tu as commencé dans les parcs à l'extérieur, tu comprends? On avait un parc qui était pas loin du quartier, qui s'appelait le Parc des Vétérans. Puis, comme tu as dit, mon frère, il jouait là avec ses gars. Puis, on allait là chaque jour, on allait regarder, man, puis on voulait toujours jouer, mais on était trop jeunes. Mais tu voyais les gars se battre, les gars compétitionnaient, puis ça faisait du bien de voir mon frère rentrer à la maison, puis parler de on a gagné contre ces gars-là, blablabla. Ça faisait du bien, man. So, j'ai vraiment commencé à m'y mettre au basket de là, puis man, c'est ça.
Okay. And I know from there you played at Jean Mance, right? Jean Mance High School. So walk me through it. How was it? I guess, coming from, especially the neighborhood you came from, and then going to Jean Mance, and then, having organized basketball and all that stuff. Like you said, playing from the streets and organized basketball is two different things, right? So tell us, how did you transition that? And,
I mean, it was easy, man, because like I said, my brother played there as well, man. He played for that same coach, man, Martin Dussault. Kenny Jean-Louis knows him pretty well.
Who? Can you elaborate more on Martin?
Martin Dussault, yeah, Martin Dussault. He was the coach out there, and he coached my brother as well. So I knew I wanted to play basketball, so I wanted to go to the nearest school to my house, and Jean Mance was the school. And over there, man, I got the chance to play for some great coaches, man. I got the chance to play for some former players. I got to be around great basketball players, man. At the time, I don't know if you guys remember Mabizi, he was there.
Yeah.
Musa, Jean Kelly, all those guys know how to play basketball, so it was always fun.
Ali too.
Ali, yeah, exactly. So it was always fun to compete with those guys, and and I kept growing throughout the years. Man.
Okay. And why you decide to make the switch to Jean Mance to Parkex? Like when that happened?
Actually, I didn't make a switch because I was still playing. I only didn't play for Jean Mance my last year, bro. But the reason why I went is because my coach at Centre Sud, he was really close with Nelson. And the funny thing about this, man, I'm gonna tell you guys. I've never told anybody that, but I'll tell you guys. I wasn't even supposed to go to Parkex at first.
Oh no.
At Jean Mance, Moussa and all those guys were playing for Pagé. And they always was like, yo. So they were always saying like, Kenny, we're gonna bring you to Pagé. We're gonna bring you to Pagé. But every day it was just like, all right, we'll go. But we never actually made that happen. Mm-hmm. And right before I went to Parkex, I remember a week before that, I talked to Jay. Jay from Monarch. He wanted me to go over there as well.
Yeah,
so
okay.
At the time he was like, yo, we got a 6-foot point guard. He was already dunking. And you know how the mini baskets was already low.
Yeah.
Mamba? Yeah. Dunking on everybody.
Yeah. Mamba, yeah.
But I ended up going to Parkex, man, and it was amazing, man. I walked in that gym, and I felt that heat. I was like, yeah, they hooping in there. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I walked in, I see this guy with his long arms, and I was like, oh yeah, that's Kevin right there, because I remember my coach was talking to me about it. So,
C'est sûr, tu ne regrettes pas, comme avec toute ta carrière, puis comment ils t'ont aidé. Est-ce que tu peux parler un peu de comment Nelson t'a aidé, Henry t'a aidé, puis jouer avec des bons joueurs comme Kémy t'ont aidé? Comment tous eux t'ont aidé à...
Je me rappelle quand je suis arrivé à Parkex, comme je connaissais rien du programme, je connaissais rien des autres joueurs, des coachs. Mais quand je suis arrivé là-bas, les gars m'ont accueilli comme si j'étais un membre de la famille, tu comprends? Puis la sorte que je peux apprécier, puis big shout out à Nelson, John, Henry, et puis tous les coachs qui
Real,
sont
shout them out, Parkex.
Jay.
Yeah.
Non, for real, bro, because la première chose, c'est quand je suis arrivé, man, les gars m'ont accueilli comme si j'étais un membre de leur famille, comme je t'ai dit. Puis Nelson m'a pris sous ses bras tout de suite, tu comprends? Il m'a pas exclu du groupe, il m'a gardé dans le groupe, puis je me suis senti comme si c'était une place pour moi, puis j'ai considéré Nelson, John, tous ces gars-là comme si c'était mon autre grand frère, tu comprends? À l'extérieur de la maison, alors, mais c'était très facile pour moi. J'ai grandi avec une grosse relation avec Kenny, puis Kevin, puis on a grandi de là, et puis on a continué, man, on a continué à travailler, puis après ça, c'était juste l'histoire pour moi, tu comprends?
Yeah, and I hear that it's true. Like Parkex, playing at Parkex like a family,
Right, exactly, man.
Close knit,
exactly.
And Nelson made sure of that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Even me, man. Like I only played 1 year, my last year, and I didn't know. Like I'm new, and the first day he was like, "Yo, bro, you're a part of the family now. I don't care if it's only for 1 year, but ball."
Exactly, man. And the main thing I condone Parkex for, man, where I feel like that was really big time, was making sure guys kept their grades high, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he made sure he looked at everybody's report cards. And I think nowadays kids don't probably realize that they probably don't even do that anymore. But if your grades weren't right, he wasn't playing you. And he did it with everybody. He didn't give no slacks to nobody, Even Kemi got a taste of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Exactly. So so that was really big, and my mom really loved him. My mom really appreciated what he did.
My real shout out to Nelson, bro.
And then after that, they help you move to DC.
Wait, before we get to that, I want to know, because like you said, when you came in Parkex, you really didn't know anything, and you're an underdog. Everyone's like, "Who's Kenny?" Like we don't know who to, And then the way you improved every year was, talk me through it. Like, how did every year? What made you commit to the, I guess the practices, the work ethic for you to improve that much each year to get to where you were by the end of the year, juvenile?
To be honest, man, is when I came to Parkex, man, I knew coming in, I knew Kemi was the big name in the country. Actually, Kemi was the best bantamman in Canada. Kemi was just dominating. You know what I'm saying? And I understood that. I understood that. I just wanted to come in and get better each year. And 1 year, my cadet year, which I really feel like was my best year and one of my favorite years, it's just because Nelson gave me the opportunity to unlock myself. So he put me in cadet and he put Kemi juvie. He played with you guys, juvie. You remember that?
Yeah.
I stayed cadet, me, Fred, Max, Malik, and all those guys. And it was my chance to kind of take control of a team, but also being able to share with those guys, a little bit, and be able to take my game to a whole nother level. Because that year I remember sitting down with Nelson, and he was like, "I think we're going to keep you in cadet." You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Oh, that's really big." And at the same time, I was playing with Jean Mons. So that year I'm playing a lot of basketball, man. I'm just Jean Mons Parkex, and I'm working out. So I'm getting a lot of reps in. I'm getting a lot of games in, and for me, I think that year gave me the ability to unlock, and I just moved forward. I kept getting better, working out with Henry, playing with Team Quebec. I kept getting better over the summer, and sky's was the limit.
Were you playing for Jean Mons while you were playing with us with Parkex your last year?
No. That my last year before I go to DC, I didn't play with Jean Mons. I only played for Parkex. I just wanted to lock in with Parkex. And just get as much workouts with Henry, get to talk to him, get to learn more before going to the States.
Yeah, we went undefeated that year. Just
right.
We
lost in the finals. Got hurt, huh?
Yeah, I got hurt.
Got hurt, bro. We lost in the finals
against Unute, man.
Yeah, bro.
Against Unute, that was a good team. That was a great battles, man.
Yeah, for sure. I want to know. So, what made you? What made you have the decision to go to DC and go join Kemi and Archbishop?
Man, it's just, I think over the years, Nelson, Henry, I think they seen me improving. They seen my game going to another level every year, and I just kept getting better. I just kept getting better and better. And I remember what year was that? I think 2008. Kenny was there. We played with Team Quebec. You remember that? We played against Team Ontario in Prince Edward Island.
Yeah,
And I
c'est
think
exact.
when against Corey Joseph, I remember. I think after that game, I think a lot of people kind of saw that. Okay, this guy could do something special. And I think, they gave me the opportunity to go to DC, man. And, I just ran with it.
Yeah.
Do you have a quick message? Because I know there's a lot of high school players who go to the States right away. So do you have you've been through there? So can you give just a quick message to the guys who's about to go to the States?
Man, I think it's just to appreciate what's given to you, man, and just to not, take days off and to just know that, you're trying to make an opening for the next guy coming in. My thing was when Chris Joseph went and Kemi had to go after, and if Kemi wouldn't have did good, then I wouldn't have had the chance to go. You know what I'm saying? So my thing going there was I need to do good so the next guy can't be like, oh, Kenny fucked it up for us. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was really, I just wanted to take advantage of the opportunity. I was really grateful when Henry and Nelson said, okay, I think it's your time to go. And I actually went up there for not a tryout, but I went to play 5-on-5. The coach wanted to see me, wanted to see what I was able to do, and like that door was open for me, and I just stepped in.
And I was those 2 years.
It was great. It was great. Me, it was easy. It was easy because Kenny was already there. Okay. So when I walked in, man, big shout out to Kenny, because when I walked in, man, he introduced me to teachers. He introduced me to people I needed to know, to guys that were on the team. Like, it was very easy to me. If I was over there by myself, it probably would have been a different situation. But knowing that Kenny was there, everybody loved him. He was playing well. It was an easy transition.
Okay.
You're at Archbishop. What's the different levels like? What's this like between Archbishop and I guess the league here in Canada? Like the competition level and all that.
Man, when I got to DC, first of all, like at the time when I went to DC, it was the best league in the state. Like the WCAC was the best league in the state. Like teams had 5 NBA players on their team. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I get over there. First game of the season. I remember that. I'm never gonna forget that day. So first game of the season, we play against DeMatha. DeMatha has 5 NBA players. Quinn Cook, Victor Oladipo, Jeremy Grant. It had Mikael Hopkins.
Oh,
and,
man.
That team was stacked. So that's my first game going across. That's my first game. I'm used to playing against guys in Montreal, guys, less aggressive attitude. Yeah. And Kemi's not playing that game. So I go up there and I'm warming up and I see those two guys kept looking at me throughout the warm up. And it was Quinn Cook and Victor Oladipo. And they just looking at me like doing 2-line layups. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck these guys are looking at? Yo, ball went up. I seen those guys just jumped on me. I finished that game with like 4 points. After that game, I was like, fuck, I fucked it up. I think they're gonna send me back. I was tight. and what's crazy? Like Kevin was on the side laughing. I wanted to fight him so bad.
Oh, man.
Like I kind of dragged that all the way for like a couple of days. And after that, he was like, man, you'll forget about it. Like, short-term memory. This is your first game. It's the first time for everything. And like Kevin kept my head up that day, and we just kept going. And next thing you know, man, I kept going up from there. I just got used to it. I think I just needed that first punch, and I just kept fine.
Ok, c'est bon. Puis directement après ça, t'as été JUCO, right?
Ouais, j'étais allé JUCO,
okay.
Man.
Je voudrais savoir c'était quoi ton comment tu pensais à ce que on a eu Kémy à l'autre épisode, puis il a dit qu'il a pensé à aller JUCO, mais finalement il est juste allé NCA directement. Mais toi, tu as été JUCO, puis après tu allé NCA. So, tu pensais à quoi? Pourquoi tu es allé JUCO et pas aller NCA directement?
Pour être honnête avec toi, je connaissais rien de JUCO, man. Je connaissais rien. Moi, je pensais juste à aller Division 1. Je comprends, aller directement Division 1 et de là, pouvoir trouver le contrat professionnel. Tu comprends ce que je te dis? Puis là, j'entends parler que je dois aller JUCO puis je dois faire 2 ans parce que j'ai pas qu'un clear pour le NCAA Clearinghouse. À cause que j'ai gradué ici à Montréal avant d'aller au States. Et si tu fais ça, la meilleure chose, c'est d'aller au moins cégep 2 ans et comme ça, tu auras 4 ans aux États-Unis.
OK.
So, moi, je suis allé au States et j'ai dû aller JUCO. Puis, JUCO, c'était juste comme c'était un de mes lowest time in my career, I'm still playing, but ça, c'était un des plus lowest time because I didn't know nothing about JUCO, and me going JUCO, I think I put in so much work, and I was so disappointed. I felt like I needed to go D1 right away. But, come to find out, JUCO was the best thing that happened to me.
Yeah. You were all American, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, to tell us that experience at JUCO, because a lot of people in Montreal, right? Like a lot of kids go JUCO, they go but then I heard it's like a dog, like it's got some serious sides out there.
Bro, JUCO for real, JUCO was a grind, man. It was really like dog on dog, man.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I think JUCO is what actually started like creating Kenny Chery, to be honest, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the grind, me being isolated. I was in Missouri. The closest thing was a Walmart. It was probably like 20 minutes away, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have a car. All you had was the gym, class, and the dorm. Mm-hmm. So I walk my first day out there. I walk on campus and I walk in the gym, and all I hear is like guys talking about, yo, my mama this, or my mama that. Guys is competing, but I come to find out that some of those guys had kids. Some of those guys coming from D1, they just needed a better offer, better opportunity. So those guys are hungry, man. Those guys are gonna battle with you. So me walking in there, all the guys are just looking at me like, yo, who is this guy, And I had to make an imprint from day one. My roommate was All-American as well. And he kind of looked at me, man. Like, I remember us being in the room on our first night, and he had the bottom bunk. I had the top bunk. And I'm just laying down, and there's a ceiling in front of me. That's how close I was to the ceiling, like the bunk bed. And he's just telling me like, listen, this team's called Indian Hills. They're a great team. They're number 1 in the country. They have 10 players out of 12 going D1. So me, I'm laying down. I'm just, little do he know, I'm just creating my kill list. Indian Hills, you're in my kill list now, because when I play against you, I'm coming after you. Now he's breaking it down. Oh, there's this other guy. He plays for Iowa Western. He got Creighton under his belt. You got to come see me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I started really creating that dog on dog. I need to get what you get. So you know what I'm saying? So that's where they come from. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, I remember, like, because I have you on social media, on Snapchat, and sometimes you would snap, like, people who's in front of you in the draft, people who's in front of you, and then me, I was looking, I was like, damn, like, okay, he's going to go at that guy. I don't know who that guy is, but I know he's going to go at that guy head. So.
Yeah, I'm just coming after you, man. Like, really, JUCO kind of really put that killer, that real killer mentality inside of me, because I knew those guys were coming after me, man. Everybody's trying to get a Division I offer. Mm-hmm. And, some of those guys, man, are NBA worth level, you know what I'm saying? But they just don't have the grade, or something happened throughout their life, and, they just landed here. But those guys can go, man. Those guys can hoop.
And then why you decide to go to Baylor? I'm sure there were a bunch of school recruiting.
Yeah, that's all I want to know.
Man, Baylor, man. Like, it's 3 things really that pushed me, like, that led me to go to Baylor, to be honest, man. The first thing was the coaches. The coaches were just amazing, man. Like, they recruited me every day. When I literally tell you every day, like, I'll go to bed, they'll call me to pray with me before going to bed. I got a game, they'll call me before the game to pray with me before the game. I have a bad game, they call me to talk about the bad game, what they saw. And I kind of saw that. I'm like, but he's not even coaching me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of built that relationship. And we kind of bonded throughout the thing. They met my mom, they met my brother, they came here to see Nelson, Joey, and from there it was an easy decision, man. And what's crazy about all that is that at the time I had like you said, I had a bunch of schools recruiting me, man. But my top schools I really loved was Baylor, Louisville, and I really liked UCLA, man. And at the time Naira Field. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Naira, by the way, man. Because throughout the process, she really helped me a lot, also, man. Because UCLA is the school that I really actually liked. Because the coach at the time was Coach Matthews, and he came to see me, and we just chopped it up. We talked, and I really liked what he was saying, and being able to text with Naira, she was telling me the good, she was telling me the bad things, she was being honest with me, and big shout out to her for that. But so another reason was really Pierre Jackson, man. Once again, big shout out to Pierre Jackson also, man, because he took me under his wing, to be honest. And every time I had a question, he answered. He was quick to answer. He kind of gave me advice about how to play in the Big 12, playing against those big teams, those Hall of Fame coaches. He gave me advice to how to approach certain games and to just be myself. To not dwell because I came from JUCO to take a step back, but just to know to take a step forward.
No, go.
I seen when you went to Baylor, like immediately you made a big impact, right? So tell me, like, how was that mentally, physically? Because as you go in there your first year and you won, you got 2 years and already you made a big impact. How was that mentally, physically for you?
I think I was really just confident, man. I was really confident coming on campus. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I remember when the season was over, JUCO my sophomore year, I stayed over there a little bit more and I worked out. And like I was really in the trenches. Like I was really in there. I was really working out. Like I was isolated. And I said to myself, like, I picked Baylor for a reason, and I wanted to go over there and make an impact immediately. You know what I'm saying? And some people has the saying that you want to prove people wrong, but I never wanted to really prove people wrong. I always wanted to prove that I was right. You know what I'm saying? So when I went over there, man, it was just about locking in and doing what I know I'm capable of doing, and just taking it one day at a time, getting to know my teammates. I know at the time I had 2 NBA draft guys. So I had Isaiah Austin and Corey Jefferson, and I know coming in, I have to make sure those guys get drafted also. I got to do my part, but I also got to make sure those guys end up getting drafted. Because at the time they were my big men, and I'm coming in as a point guard. So, it was just really about confidence. The coaches gave me a lot of confidence. Like I told you, I was JUCO, and we already watching film. So imagine when I got on campus what we were doing. So it was just constant improvement, constant grinding, and I just got a hang of it.
Est-ce que il y a une game qui est mémorable à Baylor que tu te rappelles, que tu vas toujours te rappeler de toute ta vie, genre?
Il y a beaucoup de matchs que j'ai joués que je pourrais me rappeler pour de vrai, mais je pense qu'un qui stand out le plus, c'est Kansas State. À Kansas State, quand j'ai fait le triple-double. Cette game-là, j'ai fait un triple-double, puis l'affaire pourquoi ça tient le plus, c'est parce que Kansas State me recrutait sortant du JUCO. Puis j'avais un match, je me rappelle, mais j'étais blessé, mais j'ai quand même joué le match parce que Kansas State venait me regarder. Puis après ce match-là, j'ai mal joué, j'étais blessé, j'ai mal joué, but I still pushed through it, Puis le coach de Kansas State, il a back off leur feu. Tu comprends? Et alors, quand je suis arrivé à Baylor, je savais que j'allais rencontrer Bruce Weber, j'allais le rencontrer à Manhattan. So, cette game-là, je me suis réveillé, puis j'ai fini avec un triple-double. Puis ça, c'était une des games où je me suis rappelé. Mais it felt good. It felt good.
Yeah, like you said before when you were, playing with potential NBA draft picks, tell us that experience, right? That playing with potential NBA draft picks and what you have to do, every game before the game, I don't know, after the game, how it was around them, because for sure that had like a lot of,
It's crazy and it's amazing at the same time, man. Like when you get to watch those guys grow every day, man. Like you see Washington Wizards there. You see a bunch of NBA teams every practices. So at the practices, it's a lot of scouts. They come in, they're surrounding the gym, and they're watching those guys practice. And for me to sit back sometimes and just watch those guys perform and just go hard every day, it was just amazing, man. Because those guys knew that their dreams was gonna get realized. They knew that their dreams was around the corner, and they just had to do a couple push. And for me to support those guys, to help those guys stay locked in, and certain games when they had the bad games, sometimes it was difficult because sometimes when you get a bad game and the scouts there, you're like, okay, he might back off. But as a point guard and as the leader of the team at that time, I just wanted to keep those guys' heads up, keep those guys motivated every game to give them new challenges, and that's what I did, and it worked.
And then right after Baylor, you declared for the draft, but that was your
before we get
year.
to Baylor, I want to talk about you played against Kentucky in that and you went off still, and you played against the Twins, walk us through that, please, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to know.
That was one of the best games also, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I was picking for, the Kansas State game or the Kentucky game.
Yeah.
But that game against Kentucky was crazy, man. Like the juice that was pumping inside our veins, it was just crazy. I could see everybody was hyped, and it was at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Big ass stadium.
Yeah.
The joint was huge, you know what I'm saying? So it was just amazing, man. And it was in Dallas, so our fans was there, and Kentucky fans was there as well, man. So just being able to step on that floor, man, and walk and shake Calipari's hand, I was like, man, this guy coached Derrick Rose. This guy coached this guy. So I'm like, man, I'm really playing against this guy today. And I look across me, I see Julius Randle, Willie Cauley-Stein, the Harrison twins, James
Yeah.
Young. So that team was loaded, and I'm like, man, I gotta take advantage of this opportunity, you know. And like I was telling you guys earlier about the kill list that I had started building in JUCO. That was one of the things I was doing also at Baylor, and I kept carrying this on throughout my career. And it's helped me. And Kentucky was one of them too. And that day I wanted to attack them. I wanted to be aggressive, and I knew all those guys were going to the NBA. I knew it. You know what I'm saying? So what I got, I don't got nothing to lose against you guys. So I'm gonna go in there and just perform. And they were ranked number 3 at the time. So it was just big, being able to see my brother. My brother came to the game, so playing in front of him on that stage, man, that was the most incredible thing for me.
And during your 2 years, who would you say is the toughest guy that you had to guard?
Man, in the 12, there was a lot of guys, man. Like, it wasn't no guy that was tougher than the other, to be honest, because everybody was different. Mm-hmm. All the point guards I've played against was different. Marcus Smart was a different point guard than Monte Morris from Iowa State. You know what I'm saying? That's 2 different point guards.
Yeah.
But all those guards it was just amazing. Because every night was a battle. You couldn't take a night off. The night you take off, he's going to kill you.
Yeah.
So you could never take a night off, man. Either you go to TCU, you can't take the night off. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the challenges I really wanted going to Baylor, being able to play on the big stage, play against these Hall of Fame coaches, and competing against the best, man. I was able to compete against a number 1 draft picks, Andrew Wiggins. I was able to compete against Joel Embiid, and that's what you look forward to as a kid. Yeah. When you grow up and you see those big talents, you want to be on that stage with those guys.
Mm-hmm. And so after Baylor, when you were tell us after Baylor, what was your mindset? Where was everything? What were you looking at doing after?
I just wanted to get some draft workouts in, man. I just wanted to get as prepared as I could for the NBA draft workouts, man. Mm-hmm. I did a few workouts. I feel like my best workout was actually the Atlanta Hawks workout. Devin Booker was in that workout, and I was able to see like his elite shooting, man. This guy was like, we had a drill where it was like 7 spots, and you had to make 25 shots on each spot, and it was like different shots, like pick and roll shots, catch and shoot. Transition, and this guy was literally going like 22 at least 22 out of 25 for 7 spots, and that's when I was really able to see like, this guy was a flat out, spot sniper.
Then, so for how many teams did you work out for?
I worked out for, there's one workout that where you call it a pro day. So pro day is like a bunch of teams that comes out and just watches like at least 6 of us, and it was in LA, and most of the teams in the NBA was there during that workout. It was probably like 25 to 30 teams.
And how was the experience in the summer league? I know you played for Portland. How was that experience?
Man, it was huge, man. I got to learn so much, and just like one time, the first time I actually met Dame, he just walked in, and I'm looking at
Dame Lillard.
Like, yeah, Dame Dollar. But he walked in, man, and you could see that this guy was about his business, man. So he walked in, he shook everybody in, he introduced himself, man. He really was a real professional guy, and just watching him work out, man, you see the intensity he was going at, man. This guy was like, he was practicing as if it was a game, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of translates to all those guys that was watching, including me. And I was really, 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 really surprised by the energy that he was really putting into that workout. It was a quick like 50 minutes, but it was like 50 minutes. The way he worked out, it looked like it was 3 hours. The way he came out, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So that's how intense he was.
And just quickly, can you give a message to the youth how you need to be professional at that level?
Man, it's crazy that you even mentioned that because I think even professional you're young, And I think that's one thing in our generation, Kenny, that you can even say, like, when we was younger, we weren't professional. Like, we was done playing and we'll go home.
Yeah.
The guy that to be honest, the guy that I seen that was really professional, it was our team Quebec year, U17, Simon Debo.
Yes, he was, yeah.
Man, I watched him and I kind of paid attention to what he was doing, but this guy was a real professional guy at 18. So that was crazy for me, the way he stretched. He had his stretching routines. He had his protein shake. over there eating burgers. He's over there eating salads. Yeah, at the time
That's
he was already
facts.
eating
Yeah, that's
salads
true.
and eating
Yeah,
things like
yeah.
that. And to me, now that I look at it, I'm like, yo, this guy was already taking care of his body at an early age. And I think you can start that really early. You don't need to turn professional to be professional.
Mm-hmm. So after all your workouts, tell us like, so what happened like after all those workouts you did? What led you to go play pro overseas?
I mean, I've seen that the doors of the NBAs, they were just, they were just waiting. I was just being patient, just waiting and waiting, and it didn't happen. So I said to myself, I want to be able to take, because my main goal wasn't just to, like as a kid, your dream is to be able to support your family. You know what I'm saying? And that was my dream. My dream was really to be able to provide and support my family while doing the thing that I love.
Yeah.
And being able to pick up that orange basketball was really a blessing to me, and it was actually my ticket. I was able to actually use that, as a train, and just be able to use it to help my family and support them and do things for myself as well, but also being able to see the world. I think people kind of misconfuse the opportunity you get to go play overseas, man. Being able to go play overseas is big. You get to see the world, man. You get to see things you've never seen before. Things you probably see on Google, you get to see it in person. And I was really grateful and fortunate to play in actually three great places, three great countries. And, I was able to experience, learn, and, I kept growing every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. And which year would you say was your best year? Or now your fifth year, that's your best year so far?
My best year, I'll say it was last year in France.
Mm-hmm.
My best year, yeah, I think it was last year in France, man. I think that year, I mean, it was my first year in France actually, and I wanted to make an impact immediately, and I came in, and I was just going crazy that year, man.
Mm-hmm. And now you're playing First Division, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us, like you said, your best year was last year, which led you to play First Division this year. What was different between all those years? I guess your off season, what did you do differently? How'd you go into season? Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anything really changes, man. Like we go way back to all my since JUCO. I think I kept the same routine, man. Like I'm gonna give you an example. And when I was JUCO, I said to myself I wanted to build a routine, and I wanted to try a routine for 2 weeks, and that routine ended up lasting for 8 years now. So I just been staying on that routine, and just staying at it, staying sharp, staying mentally ready, staying physically prepared, and that's what I did. I do every summer, man. I just put myself in the best shape I can and put myself in position to have a successful season.
And can you talk a little bit about your off season? What do you do to improve every year?
Man, like I do basketball, but I do a lot of studying, man. I do a lot of watching different players. What can I add to my game? What could I've done this year that I need to add throughout the summer? And I think you can learn every day. Every day you can learn from everybody. And one thing I've been able to do over my 5 years being professional was to ask questions. That's something I was never doing. And I've been doing that for the last 5 years. I've been professional and asking a lot of questions, like how do you do this move? How do you break this down? How do you break the pick and roll? How are you able to play with a big man that's athletic and another one that's not athletic? I just asked a lot of those questions, and I pick a lot of brains from the guys that did it before me, man. And me playing in Spain, I was able to play against a lot of former NBA players, a lot of former guys that won championship. I played against draft picks. And just being able to sit with those guys and ask them questions and pick their brains, man, it's been a blessing and a disguise for me.
And how do you stay active during the quarantine?
It's gonna be funny, but I don't really go crazy like that. Like training wise, I don't really go crazy. I've been expanding my brain, just working mentally, and just staying focused and knowing what I need to do when things get cleared out. But right now I'm just really enjoying time with family. Usually I never get to come that early, so for me it's something new. And I'm just enjoying time with my nieces, my brother, my mom, and I'm just taking advantage of the opportunity to just spend time with them, enjoy them, and I know there's some crazy going on in the world right now, but you can find some positivity throughout the day just by doing some positive things. And for me, it's spend time with family.
No, facts. I believe that. No, for real. So like right now, so like you said, you're playing pro. Your next season, what do you look more forward to going into next season? If there is next, I guess there is a season, or depending on what goes
I
on.
mean, you're trying just right now. I'm not even really thinking about that, but definitely, when time comes, you definitely want to think about what you want to do
Yeah.
and where would you like to go, where would you end up, what are the possibilities, options, where do you fit. A lot of things come to mind and come to question when you're making a decision about what you want to do next. And you want to do what's best for you at the same time also, you know what I'm saying? So right now, I'm not really thinking about that because I know I have an agent that works for me and he's just taking care of that. But right now I'm just just like I said, I've been expanding my brain and just coming up with new projects, new plans, new ideas, and just breaking things down that I really don't have time to do throughout the season because I'm so locked in and okay, this game I need to get my workouts and I need to do this. So I don't really think about ideas and things I could come up with. And I think this time has been a little bit of a blessing for me because I'm able to sit down and write some ideas down and talk about them. Call people and ask them like, what did you do when you had to do this? And that's been a blessing for me.
I hear that.
Oh, that's good. And normally you spend your off season in Montreal, or you go in the States, or what do you do during your off? Like, where do you spend your off
I
season?
do. I'm mostly here. Like I said, I try to spend as much time with family, man. When you leave here, you leave for 10 months and you don't come back. So
Yeah.
when you get that little summer, that little 2 month during the summer, you want to spend as much time with family. But I've last couple of summers I've went to Houston. I also got a guy over there what I work out with, and we're just able to spend time with my former teammates, Royce, Motley, and those guys, and I just work out with them. And I just go out there and I just pick some guys' brains, ask questions,
Okay.
work out, learn. But most of the time I'm here in Montreal.
Okay. I want to know, like, I just want you to give a little message out to the kids, the youth coming up, going through experiences that you went through, playing in the league in Montreal, playing at JUCO, playing one of the toughest leagues, in prep, playing for Baylor, having NBA workouts, playing professional, all those experiences that you have, right? I want you to give a message to the youth of how to, maybe there's a kid out there who wants to be, follow that path, tell them give a message to what they should be doing at a young age or.
I think, man, at an early age, I mean, the good thing about it now in today's generation is just that they're able to make a decision early. When we was younger, we were just thinking about, oh, let's go hoop. But now, you could be like, okay, this is exactly what I want to do. And all you got to do as a kid is just put your mind into it, man. As long as you put your mind into it, you put the time in, you put your effort. And nowadays, I see a lot of parents supporting their kids. I'm not saying that our parents wasn't at our time, but they had that bigger responsibilities, and we understood that. But nowadays you have a lot of kids where their parents are able to take them to the gym or able to bring them back, and it's a little easier to the platform is a little easier for them to access. So to be honest, it's just I'll tell them to just to lock in, man. If that's what you want to do, it's not going to be an easy road. You're gonna hit a lot of roadblocks throughout the road, but it's going to be how you respond, how you're able to bounce back, how tough are you mentally, and basketball. People kind of see basketball as just a game where you just go out there and play, but basketball is bigger than that, man. Basketball is about your attitude. It's about how you handle yourself. It's a lot of things that come into that.
And do you have any plans after basketball? Are you thinking about that, or you already know I'm gonna think about that in 5-6 years when I'm done playing?
It came to mind for sure. For sure it came to mind, but I never really thought about what I really wanted to do. But I definitely want to do something related to sports. I want to do something for kids. That's one of my main things, especially kids coming from upbringings like me and coming from tough neighborhoods, and I definitely want to be able to support them in some way. But I really don't know what I want to do yet. Me, I've always just been focused on my goal and my destination, and when time comes, I'll definitely think about it.
No, for real. No, and Kenny, like I said, man, you are rising star from back in the day, and you're still doing things that are amazing, and for real. And that's what I appreciate about you is that you're still going at it so grand, and knowing that you can do whatever you want to do, at least so like I appreciate you coming on here and helping us understand your path and your journey that you went through.
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing, man. Anytime I get a chance to talk to a kid or that asks me a question, and I'm always, willing to answer, willing to give advice, willing to share my experiences, because I've seen it. I've played against the best. I've went at them. I've played with some of the best, you know what I'm saying? And, I was able to learn throughout the process, and I was able to take some ideas and take some pointers from everybody. And I just want to spread them out to everybody else.
Merci d'avoir accepté notre invitation, man. Juste avec cette interview, moi j'ai appris, c'est sûr, ça t'a appris beaucoup de choses. Puis c'est sûr, les personnes qui vont écouter cette interview-là, ils vont apprendre, c'est sûr. So, merci d'avoir accepté notre invitation. Puis...
No doubt, man.
Before you go, we got a little game that we want to play with you. A little quick game. Yo, Kenny.
Okay, so you have 3 guys, okay? You need to start one, bench one, and cut one, okay? So let's say you have to play a 2-on-2. Who are you going to cut? Pierre Jackson, that's one. The second one is Worth O'Neal, the guy who played for the Utah Jazz. And the third one is the guy who played for Brooklyn, Prince.
Okay.
So who are you going to bench? Who are you going to cut? Who are you going to start?
So I got to bench, cut, and start.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut. That's a tough one, because I love all 3 of them guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut TP.
Damn, he just signed an extension.
I know, man. I know. I hate I had to do that to him, but I'm gonna cut Torian, and I'm gonna bench Royce, and I'm gonna keep P. Jack. I'm gonna keep Pierre.
Okay. Shit. Okay. That's really good. Okay.
And
I kind of figured Pierre Jackson is damn near unguardable. So
that's true. And a last question: can you name your top 5, like from each position? So PG, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center.
That I played with, or
that you play with.
That I played with.
Yeah.
That's a good one. At the point, I'll say Mike Kabongo. Yeah, I'm putting Mike Kabongo at my point. I know he can get in that paint, kick it out. He can hoop. I'm gonna have Kenny spot up a little bit, knock down some step backs. You know what he do. At the 3, I'm gonna let them play 1-on-1 for it, but it's gonna be either Torian Prince or Royce O'Neal. And at the 4, I'm gonna have Jonathan Motley. He was my roommate at Baylor. And at the 5, I have Isaiah Austin, man.
Isaiah Austin, yeah. Oh, one question I got was Austin, yeah. So we all know like the whole thing that unfortunately happened, but how was it playing with him? I really want to know like playing with a guy like him, and and just I wonder if you guys still keep in touch. Like how's your relationship with him? Off the court too.
Oh, that's my brother, man. Like even like yesterday, I was just on the phone with him, and like our relationship goes deeper than basketball. And that's one guy I really, really like. We FaceTime really often. We talk, and we just talk about life, man. And to see what he went through, especially throughout the draft with the Morphin syndrome and all that situation. To see how he bounced back and now able to play and was playing in China. It's just amazing to see his story and to see how he's grown and he's handled the situation. And one thing I could tell you about Zay, he just never backs down. He accepts every challenge. And we're talking about a guy that I play with, a guy that he has one eye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's amazing. And for me coming in, that was a little bit tough because I knew I couldn't throw him any kind of passes. So I had to get myself adjusted for that. But You know, I knew we gonna work. We was gonna make it work out, and our relationship, like I said, goes deeper than basketball to this day.
That's for real, for real. Now, once again, man, for real, Kenny, thanks for being on here. You know, we appreciate it.
Man,
you know,
anytime, fellas, man.
All right, man. And to our subscribers listening, don't forget to subscribe on all platforms. Once again, I'm Seth Amoa, aka Essay.
I'm Kenny, aka KGL, aka Freaky.
And stay tuned for episode 4.